played all year, and I truly believe offense wins games, but defense wins championships, and how that defense has been able to play. It's a great testament to them.
Jalen, how did it feel when the confetti fell to win your second Super Bowl?
Should be second. Still processing it. It's been a long journey. It's been a journey of ups and downs and highs and lows, and I've always stayed true to it in the end, and having this vision of just being the best that I can be, and that evolving over time into this desire and this flame inside to win. And you don't do great things without the guys around you. So the effort, the work, always leaning on that, trusting in that, and trusting the process, and staying the course, and sticking to the script.
Hey Jalen, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
You became only the fourth quarterback in NFL history to lose their first Super Bowl and then go on to win one. There's been at least 30 guys in their career who haven't managed to do that. I think that speaks to your mental toughness, and obviously even the first Super Bowl, you still played great. What does that just mean to you to hear that out loud, and obviously to silence some doubters, because there have been some throughout the season?
Everything comes with it, and I've always found a thrill in any doubt and any questioning and any opinions. It's always been something that I've embraced, and I don't want it to change now, just because of the results. So just running your race and playing with purpose. This is what I'm called to do in this season of my life, and I'm gonna give it all I have and try my best to leave no stone unturned.
Jalen, was that part of the game plan from the beginning, that you could throw against the Kansas City Chiefs and go long with your receivers?
It was just something that kind of came. It was something that kind of came. I just think it's something that kind of came. We just was able to execute. And I think the main thing I'll point to is you being able to find ways to win in multiple ways. We've been able to be dominant on the ground, or we've been able to be efficient in the pass game and do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. And I think over the course of our year, you guys have heard me say, just because we don't doesn't mean we can't. And when you hear a statement like that, I think it always comes down to, what is your mission? Why are you doing this? I'm doing it to win. I do it to win. This team approaches it just to do the same thing, and that's what it's about. I'm not going to look back at anything and remember anything that someone said about me or an opinion that was had. I'm going to think about the championships that we won.
Jalen, was there a moment in that game when it kind of becomes like, I'm over here, let's make a statement here, like we're doing this to one of the best teams, best franchises in recent memory?
No. It's about us. It's about us and how we approach things, and it's never getting too high, never getting too low, and just processing it. You got to be able to use these experiences that you've had in the past, because they're all formative for the future. And I think we've been able to do that. I think we've been able to do that. So I give a lot of credit too, man. I think just from a chemistry standpoint, that all those Georgia guys and all the familiarity we have on our team, how that defense plays, they've had that continuity for a very long time, and so I think they've been able to carry that on from Georgia to Philly, and honestly the same thing on offense, being able to build off of prior relationships and be all in on this one thing, And I know Saquon's new to the bunch, but we've all watched him play throughout his college career. We've always known the type of player he is, the best back of our time. And put it all together.
Hey, Jalen, David Andrade with Tico Sport. We saw you having a moment with your family after the win. What does it mean to them, having this big win for you?
We'll see. I know everyone's excited. Everyone has been there along the journey, too. Everyone's been there along the journey. I think it's been a ride. It's been a fun ride, and I've embraced every step. I took great pride in never backing down from a challenge, always turning my negatives into positives, turning my weaknesses and making them my strengths. And it's taken great effort and determination to evolve my game over time and just continue to grow and improve. And I know my family's been there every step of the way.
Jalen, Andrew Greenstein of Louisiana Radio Network. In college, the first time you played for the College Football Playoff Championship, or the BCS Championship, I should say, you lost that game. You were benched in the game that Alabama won. You went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. You didn't come out on top then. You finally come out on top now. Just talk about the perseverance. You were talking about your ups and downs earlier in this press conference. The perseverance now that you have finally made it to the top of the mountain.
It's not normal. So it's been a very unprecedented journey, and the journey's, it's always the beginning until it's the end. And I think it means a lot. Quantifying all that work over the years, embracing everything, taking every challenge head on, and taking every joy and moment of achievement and success head on as well, and processing them all as one.
Hi, Jalen. Congratulations. So your phone screensaver has been you seeing the confetti drop from the Chiefs.
And when I think about that wasn't even supposed to. I told them I'm gonna start finding their ass in there. They have their phones out in the team meeting,
But are you going to change it now that you have pictures of yourself in the confetti winning?
I don't know. Maybe it's something I need to stay there so I can come back here.
How important, Jalen, how important was it to jump out to such a commanding lead in the first half against a team that seems to always squeeze out close wins?
Well, I think for us, we've been able to win in the multiple ways, and it was just really about taking it a play at a time. I look back on previous games and in the previous years, and you want to put a high value on finishing, having great focus and finishing. And think about the last time we were in this game. We were up 10 at halftime, and they played a hell of a game to get back into it, and we wanted to put a high focus on finishing it the right way, and it took a team effort.
Vicki Jones with VMH Sports right here. So Patrick Mahomes just said, literally a few minutes ago, he knew you would be back. That's one part, and how you feel about that. And the second part is, you spoke of it again, purpose. If you've had a moment to think about it, or if you thought about it beforehand, how has this win added to your purpose? The first being, again, Mahomes, what he knew about you, and how this has added to your purpose.
I got a ton of respect for Pat and everything he's been able to accomplish. Always a pleasure competing against him. Utmost respect to him, and I think in the end, things come right on time. And the last time around, it wasn't our time. It wasn't my time. And sometimes you have to accept that you have to wait your turn. And dealing with all the, everything that came with the last Super Bowl is, you still kind of leave it empty a little bit, because as great as a performance was, it wasn't enough to win. And I think going through those emotions and processing those things and processing that experience lit a great flame in me and enhanced my desire to win significantly. And so, ton of respect for Pat, ton of respect for the process and what it takes, because all I can think about is all the work and the purpose never changes. I think your values never change. I think in the end it comes down to how people look at you. I'm gonna always be the same guy. And I was telling someone earlier, I'm that same kid. I'm that same kid that went to the national championship and lost, and went back and got benched and had to transfer and had to go through this just unprecedented journey. And that kid always kept the main thing, and always was true to his vision and what he saw. And it all began with great leadership. Really began with really just doing it the right way, trying to do it the right way and do the right things. Kind of went into a set the example type of thing, and you know, I give a lot of credit to my parents in that. Just putting the type of work ethic in me that they have, and like I said, it's only the beginning until it's the end, and the end ain't coming anytime soon.
Yeah, and Simona.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations on an amazing win. This team has been on a tear since the bye week. What had changed from before and after to allow you to get to this level?
Yeah, I think we just stuck to our process. You know, I think a lot of things got blown, you know, kind of 2 and 2. You know, the outside world, has had an opinion on what was going on and everything there, and we just stuck to our process and got better from it. You know, did some things a little differently, got better from a couple things. I think at the end of the day, you saw this team embrace adversity throughout the entire year. Now, it's hard to say that when you won 16 out of your last 17, but there was adversity. There's adversity constantly. And I think we did a good job of embracing that, the ups and downs of a season, and getting better from the things that we went through.
Middle aisle, second row. Congratulations, Coach. Can you tell us what went through your head in the first drive when the OPIA flag on fourth down was coming without getting fined, maybe?
Would you say that one more time?
Without getting fined, can you tell us what went through your head?
You know, I try to tell myself before every game, you know, the calls have a way of evening themselves out. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to convince yourself of that. And the calls had a way of evening themselves out. And so mad about that at the first, but you know, again, these guys are making split-second decisions, and that was an all-star crew out there. You know, they earned the right to be here too at the Super Bowl, and I thought they did a good job, regardless of what I thought about that one. You know, I wasn't able to see everything. I'm a little biased, and I don't think it should be called, but he had a better view of it, so I'm sure he made the right call there.
On behalf of the great people of Alliance, Ohio, congratulations on winning the Super Bowl. What does it mean to you to be the first Mount Union alum to win the Super Bowl as a head coach? And also, after your Gatorade shower, after the game, you took a moment, looked in the sky, and said thank you. Can you describe that moment for us?
Yeah, just all glory to God. You know, He gives us the talents to be in these situations, and you know, blessed our team with talents, blessed myself with the talent to be able to coach football and the opportunity to be able to coach football. So just gratitude right there. You know, and Mount Union taught me how to win, that's for sure. And so grateful to everybody at Mount Union, Coach Karras, all my teammates there, you know, everyone that helped me kind of develop from there.
Nick, congratulations. Back in Brazil, you told me iron sharpens iron in regards to Quinyon Mitchell being ready for his NFL debut because he went against your great wide receiver group in practice. Do you think that this was one of the keys to the Philadelphia Eagles becoming Super Bowl champions?
Yeah, I think the key to that point is the intensity at which we practice at. And when you're practicing it with that kind of intensity, you know, training camp, you're getting those matchups, Q versus AJ and Devontae and Slay versus those guys as well. So, you know, and BG versus Lane and Jordan versus, you know, Sweaty and Nolan. And so you have no choice but to get better. And, you know, that it truly is. This is the greatest team sport there is. Iron sharpens iron. I've been saying a lot today and throughout the whole year that you cannot be great without the greatness of others. That applies to coaches. That applies to player to player. I mean, look at the special year. Saquon, has been a special player his entire career, but he was able to make history this year with the things that he did because of the special talents of the guys up front. This is the ultimate team game, and I know that, and it's just it takes selflessness to be able to Jalen said it awesome one time. Just because we're not winning a certain way, doesn't. It's crazy. Sometimes we're answering questions on how we win. It's hard to win in this league. It's a struggle every week to win in this league, and it's just because we're not winning a certain way or the way people perceive that we should win doesn't mean we can't. And today we needed the efforts of everybody. So I don't know. I kind of rambled on in that question, but you can't. Long story short, you can't be great without the greatness of others.
Yeah, Chris Murray, Philadelphia Sunday Sun. Coach Serriani, how much has Jalen Hurts grown since the last Super Bowl and all the ups and downs he had to deal with last year, and especially after the 2-2 mark that everybody criticized him for not for turning the ball over? How much has he grown as a quarterback?
Yeah, he just keeps getting better. He knows how to win. He does a great job of being able to block out all the outside noise. I think it's I find it funny when it's like, well, Jalen is good, but he's got a good team around him. Like, that's football. Like, again, you cannot be great without the greatness of others. Like, Jalen can't do it by himself. He needs AJ. He needs that offensive line. He needs Saquon, and vice versa. The reason Saquon has a special year, not only the offensive line, but the attention that Jalen commands for the run game. He's special. Jalen's special. The criticism just blows my mind because I think he's so special and won so many games and works his butt off and just continues to get better, can block out everything and just focus on the task at hand of getting better, putting yourself positioned to win each week, and he does a great job of that. And he had an unbelievable game today when we needed him to, because when you sell out to stop, we knew how good of a coach and how good of a defense that we were playing today, but when you sell out to stop one thing, another thing opens, and Jalen was able to take advantage of that today. And man, him and this team are world champs forever.
Hi, I'm Carlton with BuzzFeed. The halftime score was shocking to a lot of people. Can you tell me what you said when you went into the locker room at halftime? What was the mood like? What was going through your head? How do you keep the guys focused after just coming out like crazy like that?
One of the things we talked about, we made sure everyone was resting at first, but one of the main things we talked about is be ready for anything. Be ready for for different exotic things, things that make them be able to try to get back into the game. But one thing that we really focused on and studied a bunch of, we got to protect the way that they can get back into this game is, us going 3 and out on offense, having sacks, having penalties, turning the ball over, and for explosive plays to happen on offense, on their offense, giving up on our defense. And I just thought we did a great job of, handling that. We truly were playing it like, hey, this is the second game, it's 0-0, and if we win this one, we're going to win this game. And the guys were focused, the guys were locked in. It really was evident of the entire week, the entire 2 weeks. I think when we won the NFC Championship game in 2022, there was so much joy, and I don't want to say there wasn't joy. It was just like, all right, this year it was like, all right, let's go. We got to go finish the job now. And I think it was the same attitude at halftime of just locking in, focused, and let's go finish the job, and that's what we did.
Thank you.
Nick, David Behrman, Pro Football Network. After the way last season ended and the 2-2 start this season, talk about what you told the team to keep them together, which eventually ended this way.
We had great OTAs. We had great training camp. We were developing as a team. And just because the outside world tells you to feel a certain way doesn't mean that we were feeling that way, right? We knew we had a special team. We knew we had a group of guys that, could do some special things, but it was going to take day in, day out work. And so it was just putting your head down and working and saying, you know, how are we going to put ourselves in the best position to win that Cleveland game? It wasn't like, hey, how are we going to get to 6-2? It was like, how are we going to win this game? And it was going to be how we won the next game. It's boring, but it's truly just trying to get a little bit better each day. But that's the thing that you'll remember is the daily grind of and emptying the tank every single week, you know, to try to you know, win each week. And so we just doubled down on the things we knew to be true. We knew we had special players. We knew we had special coaches. We knew we had special front office and special people in the building. And our goal was to do it together and just stick together and go.
Nick, Lane says there'll be a team vote on the decision to go to the White House to celebrate the Super Bowl victory. How do you just handle that as a coach? Do you leave it to the guys? What are you thinking there?
I don't even know. You know, we'll see as we go. We're going to enjoy this tonight, and we'll enjoy it tomorrow. We'll enjoy it the next day. We'll enjoy it. We don't have to get ready for another game, so you know, can't wait to celebrate this with the guys and celebrate this with my family. Takes a lot of people to be in this spot. So love this team. Love these guys.
Yeah, just a quick one on Vic's contribution to that win. I think that's his first Super Bowl ring in a fairly long career.
Yeah, he's awesome. And he really, I showed a clip this week of the guys imitating him, and I said, you know, what's the quote? Imitation is a form of flattery. These guys love him because he helps them, you know, reach their goals and reach their dreams, and helps them put them in position to succeed. I think that's where you see a coach and a player develop special relationships, is because you can, you know, players have their friend. They don't need buddy. They need us to be their coaches, and that's where I think Vic's special, and you can see how much the guys enjoy him, you know, because he's helping them reach their goals and their dreams. Vic's an outstanding play caller. Brought so much detail to this defense, and called great games, you know, developed the coaches, developed the players, and again, it takes everybody. You can't be great without the greatness of others, and that sure as heck applies to Vic Fangio and all his contributions, and pretty cool that he's able to win his first Super Bowl in a town that he grew up in. Pretty special, you know, so yeah, he's awesome. I can't say enough good things about him, and I know the players love him, and he's a world champ forever.
Yes, Coach. George Redney, Challenger Community News, Buffalo and Rochester, New York. Can you tell me about Rochester, New York's own Clint Hurtt, defensive line coach? How did he help get this defensive line to be prepared and stay focused and play the type of game they played today?
Yeah. Where are you, Aquinas? Is he Aquinas?
Gates Chada.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry. You know, man, he's a special coach. You really saw our D tackles continue to get better as the year went on. He demands a lot out of them, and these guys trust him with everything, and really look up to him. And he's huge, and so if you don't do what he says, you're gonna make sure you do what he says. Big man. But he is awesome as a coach. I can't say enough good things about him. Coach Wash, the way they've led that defensive line, we knew that one of the keys to this game was going to be winning on defense, was winning up front. And we were able to do that. Got great contributions from the guys, and Clint did a great job of having him ready to play and ready to play hard and ready to leave everything out there. And so, man, he's a special coach, and it's awesome that he gets that ring that we all have really wanted for a long time.
All right, we've got two more coming here, right side. What did you make of your defense tonight, and what went into the decision not to blitz Mahomes at all?
Yeah, if you look at, we haven't traditionally blitzed a lot. This year, we've been able to get home with our four-man rush and been able to cover there with the 7 in the back end. We were able to get home today with it as well. Again, we do what we think we need to do to win, not what anybody else thinks we got to do to win. And this was the way, we felt like we needed to go about it. That doesn't mean that there wasn't things that you have in that you blitz, but, just like, I would say, I'm sure there were some times there that, I'm thinking, hey, should I go for this on 4th down in this scenario? Well, the game flow told me to do something different, right? There's a feel to how things transpire throughout a game. You don't just close your eyes and say, I'm going to do this because this, there's a flow to it. And it's the same thing with calling a game offensively, defensively, game management-wise. You play the flow of the game, and the way it was working, we kept ripping it.
Hey, Coach, can you just talk with the fans in the building tonight? It felt like a very pro-Philadelphia crowd.
It always is. We travel. Yeah, it was loud. You could tell that right at the very beginning. You could see a lot of green out there. But that's not, that feels that is very common for where we go to places, is that our fans have a tendency to, take over the stadium. And because we travel so well, we have such great fans. We needed, I go back to this, we played 4 of our last 5 at home, and then we played 3 playoff games in a row at home. And that's a big reason why we were here, is the energy that our crowd gives us and our fans give us. So, a lot of Eagles fans out there, we're so appreciative of you guys and how you contribute to this. Again, I've said it a million times tonight. I'll keep saying it. You can't be great without the greatness of others. That applies to our fans as well.
All right, that's it. Thanks, folks.
Thanks, everybody.
Cut it. Andy Reid talked outside. That's on the little podium, the single podium. We still, yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yes. I'm excited to go home. Knock out. And worry about packing tomorrow.